Oh,
So I
that's
don't know
weird.
why.
Okay, well, hopefully it's not an issue coming through on the live here.
Can
But
you
I
hear
think
me
we are
fine?
live. Yeah, I
Okay.
can hear you totally fine. Okay, well, hello everybody, and welcome to our Tuesday 20-minute live. I am Natalie Colillo, founder and CEO of Happy Healthy Women, and we do these every Tuesday with an incredible leader from our organization. Today, I am joined by the amazing Arlene Anisman, who has been a trailblazer within Happy Healthy Women for a few years at least, I want to say. Arlene is a registered psychotherapist, and she does all things, happiness, health, and success for sure, but mainly in the mental and emotional wellness space as a psychotherapist, and also with her beautiful essential oils that she shares in support of that. So, welcome, Arlene. I'm so happy you're here today.
Thank you, Natalie, and thank you for having me. It's an honor to be here.
My pleasure. So I'm just getting my my little phone set up here so I can see what's happening. But Arlene, we are talking today about amplifying our positivity, really amping that up and using essential oils in order to help us do that. But first off, let's talk about the importance of mindset. I know that you are like a guru when it comes to this. And so, talk to me about why you decided to speak on this subject today. What's happening in your world that inspired this today?
Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you for those very kind and generous words. For me, I think that mindset is everything. And so I wanted to talk about amplifying our positive mindset because I see mindset as being a combination of our thoughts, our feelings, and our actions. And as such, it influences everything in our lives, and including personal and professional, that it just is across the board something that's so vitally important. And all the more reason why it's so vitally important to have a positive mindset. So that's the beginning of why I wanted to talk about it. And because I think that for each of us, there are going to be those moments in time when something distracts us from our positive mindset. And so then I think that the combination of knowing about a positive mindset and how to use, wonderful, powerful, clean, healthy essential oils to switch that quickly, because that's the thing about a positive mindset. We have a choice. We can choose how we want to think, how we want to feel. Sometimes that the distraction may be such that it doesn't seem that way. And that's why we bring in essential oils. I can say a little more about why essential oils, if you like.
Sure, absolutely. Because I mean, my next question was going to be, so talk about essential oils. And then I was going to ask you about like how, like, are we relying on essential oils solely? Are there other things that we have to do, other work that we have to do to have the essential oils complemented? Let's talk on that for a bit.
Great questions, Natalie. Thank you. So the answer isn't a simple yes or no. I think that what happens, though, is essential oils are basically volatile aromatic liquids that are distilled from plants, every part of a plant, and from the rind of citrus fruit. And because they're distilled into very, very small molecules, when you inhale them, they go right up through the nose into the center of the brain, the limbic area of the brain. And that's the area of the brain where all sorts of, I'll say, distracting emotions, we might call them negative, as well as trauma, is stored. And so because of the potency, because of the frequency of the essential oils can be a tool that can help us to change what's going on there, help us to, in some cases, release negative thoughts and feelings, and in other cases to help us change it. So the essential oils are a tool to help us do it. Sometimes we may need to do more intensive work. Many, many times, having this kind of a focus and using the essential oils. So what I wanted to say about that is, even though there's 3 ways to use the essential oils, basically, the one way that I recommend if you want to focus on a positive mindset is inhaling. And inhaling can be done in different ways. I mean, for example, I have that little triangular pyramid diffuser back there. that is diffusing an oil called abundance. And that is all about abundance and good things in your life. And so why not have that surrounding me? Why not have an aroma that my brain is going to take in and use in a positive way rather than something else? And so that's one way. Another way is inhaling. Inhaling is the way to get it to the limbic area of the brain the fastest. And so any other way you use it, it'll get there, but it's not as direct. So inhaling can also be, well, if I take an essential oil, this is called Believe. And Believe is about changing our mindset to believe in whatever we want, all things positive. And I just take a drop in my hand and I rub my hands together like this and then cup them over my nose. Some people like to do this when they exhale, but I like to just breathe it in completely. That will send it right up to the center of my brain. And most people will notice an experience from inhaling that directly. And so it is about the combination of what we're doing. I mean, certainly you introduced me as a psychotherapist. You know, sometimes people will seek out the help of a professional to help them focus on amplifying their positive mindset. What I'm talking about here, though, is that no matter what other tools you use, the combination of the essential oils with the recognition that we have a choice, that if I'm feeling upset about something my neighbor has done, that I have a choice whether I want to react to that or whether I want to go in and think, well, what can I learn from this? What do I want to really feel upset about something like that? It's not really that important in my life, you know. And then I can inhale an essential oil, and that will allow me to anchor in the thought and in a positive way and maintain that positive mindset. So if you keep in mind that mindset is about that combination of our thoughts, feelings, and our actions, so then it's going to impact how I'm thinking, how I'm feeling, which is what I want to be in the positive range, and then what I decide to do, what actions I take. And it's so vitally important in the work we do as well, whatever our choice of profession is, however we use our time, that we focus in this positive way. And these amazingly important essential oils can help us do that. So that answer your question?
Yeah, no, it answers a lot. And one of the questions, one of the words that stuck out for me while you were sharing was about anchoring. So, you know, and of course, like I would love to invite anyone who's watching, if you have anything that, you know, maybe has stuck with you for a long time, maybe it's past trauma, maybe it's things that you haven't been able to release, you know, maybe ask us, right? And ask Arlene if there's something for that, because I'm sure that there is. But one of the things that I wanted to ask Arlene was about, yeah, that word anchoring. How important is it that we do this mindfully? And by that, I guess the distinction that I'm making is between, you know, mindfully saying, okay, this is my decision to change this. This oil is going to help me do that, versus, well, it's not working, right? I sniff the oil and I'm still upset. I'm still upset at my neighbor. Talk to me about that important word, anchoring, and how that works.
Okay. So what I'm talking about is that experience of being calm and focused. And so the anchoring is about whatever I decide to do to come to that place from a calm, focused perspective, and also from the perspective of knowing I can do this. I believe in myself. And so that's an important part of it as well. And so, and as I said, this is one piece of it. What I like about this one piece is it can be combined with anything else somebody wants to do to make these changes. So if you take an essential oil, here's an anchoring oil. This one's called Valor. And you think of this as bringing in the courage to say, I can do this. I can do anything I want to do. I don't have to be upset about something like that. And if I am upset, well, what action do I want to take so I don't have to stay upset for any length of time? And then you take a drop of the oil and rub your hands together and inhale it. Or, as you said, if you inhale it right from the bottle. I like the rubbing your hands together because and inhaling it right up at your nose, because it creates what some people call a tent, a scent tent. And it brings the oil right into your nose in a more intense way. And what I'm talking about is, if you think about scents and how they affect us, think of walking through the mall and one of the stores is piping out, sweet scents like donuts. It draws you to the place. Or for if you have a memory, maybe in your home. I have a memory in my home, my growing up, of chicken soup. So anytime I smell that chicken soup, I think of my mother, and it's a positive association. So what we're doing is bringing in essential oils to amplify positive associations, to help. There is even a blend called Release, to help release whatever is interfering from us having that positive association. And the anchoring comes because the brain is able to release and let go of what was interfering. And we're able to come from a calm and centered place because we have provided that calmness to our brain, to that limbic area of the brain. And so I'm talking about in the center of the brain. The thinking brain is in the front, and the emotional brain is more towards the center, the limbic area. And I'm talking about these in the center. And I guess I wanted to emphasize that the oils need to be high quality, clean. It always helps to know where they're grown, how they're distilled, how they're bottled, how they're tested, so that what you're bringing to your brain is of the highest quality, because we deserve that. And to amplify that word anchoring, it is about bringing everything good in a way that is stable and grounded.
Love it. Yeah. So, and would you say that it is, it's the habit of using these oils that helps us to really anchor it? Or does a one-time use help us anchor it? What would you say in terms of that, Arlene?
Thank you, Natalie. Great questions. I would say it's the repeated action. And so it's like anything, I was thinking earlier of explaining this to one of my daughters. It's kind of like learning to drive a car. You don't just get your learner's permit, get in, turn the key on, and all of a sudden you know how to accelerate, how to brake, how to drive. It's the repetition of practicing over and over again that gives you that skill. And I think that with anything, especially if you're changing your mindset, which are the thoughts as well as the feelings that then affect the actions in your life, what you want to do is use it repeatedly. So if I were to use this oil, well, let's say the Valor that I was using, or making it simple for anchoring, a single oil is cedarwood. It doesn't only have to be a blend. Cedarwood is really good because it's very grounding, it's very calming. So what I would then suggest is, so let's say we use that example about being upset about your neighbors. So I use it once and I might feel a little better, but then I go about what I'm doing and I come back to it. So I would say using it repeatedly throughout the day, throughout the week. Sometimes what helps is pick an essential oil. Orange is another single oil that can be used to help you feel uplifted. So pick an oil and use it repeatedly for a week. And use it repeatedly every single day. I would say 2, 3, 4 times a day, whatever you like, but more than once a day. And see if you notice a difference. And that's the way you will have change on a longer term basis. Now, I think these essential oils, having them incorporated into your daily life, is a really positive way to amplify your positive mindset, because every time you pick one of them up, so here's another one, lemon. Lemon is really good for focusing. So let's say you were distracted by an upsetting thought, you might choose lemon. Or here's another good one, stress away. I knew I had this one here. Stress away is just what it says. So let's say that, you're about to do something and all of a sudden you're feeling so stressed about this. This is a stress. This has actually been approved by Health Canada for stress and relaxation.
Wow.
So you pick up stress away, take a drop of it and inhale it immediately into the center of your brain, and allow yourself to think about whatever it is that you're feeling stressed about. And notice if it's possible then to feel less stressed about that. And if it is, to make a decision about how you want to act with regard to that, you know.
Mhm.
And it might be coming to do, you know, a live interview with Natalie Kalilo, you know. And if that feels a little stressful, then I would take stress away and just, you know, and you know, many people have said to me that the essential oils help them when they do things like Facebook Live, because in their mind they're going, "Oh no, this is hard. Oh no." And then you inhale something like Stress Away, and the bottom line is that it goes up into the center of your brain. It helps your system to feel calmer, and it helps you to be able to say, "I can do this. Whatever happens, it's fine." You know,
Mhm.
and to
Totally.
know that imperfect action is better than no action, you know, though, just to have different kinds of positive ways to have that mindset going on. So yes,
Yeah.
you do definitely need to repeat it. Sometimes once will be enough. I think though that to make it a routine, you know, like get up, wash my face, inhale an essential oil, you know, that kind of
I
thing
love
is
that.
a good thing.
Yeah. I was gonna say also this sounds like it could be something that is to, you know, when we wake up in the morning and we do our journaling or our meditations, right? Like this is really something that I think could be so beneficial to introduce into our morning routines, right? I know that, you know, sometimes there's just things on our minds that even our like our meditation or our morning routine or our journaling doesn't seem to really release, right? Like
Right.
really separate us from those thoughts. And so I feel like this is something that can so totally help that. So you know so we talked about, I wrote down a few: cedarwood, release, stress away, abundance. Are there any others that you would recommend, say, for a morning routine? I love the thought of cedarwood really just helping us get grounded.
Cedarwood is
What about
lovely.
something
Sorry.
for clarity? Or
Okay.
I was going to ask, what about something for clarity or manifesting?
Ah, well, there is an essential oil blend called Magnify Your Purpose. Whoops, this
Oh,
way.
beautiful.
That's really good for manifesting. And what I would say for clarity is there's a few of them. As I said, lemon, simple lemon is very powerful for focusing, you know, and
Mm.
because it really does bring in that ability to let go of distractions. There's also an essential oil blend that I don't have in front of me called Clarity. So when you name it, that's one that I would certainly recommend. And part of what's in Clarity is peppermint, and peppermint is another good one for focusing. And any of these essential oils, if you inhale them, you know, so another, I did show you Believe. Now, Believe, if you inhale that one and you focus on what it is you want to bring into your life, what you want to manifest, that is also very powerful, because what that one is doing is allowing you to know that you can do it. And when you use that one, I really like to encourage all of us to use our imagination and visualize ourselves already having achieved what it is we're going after. And so when you
Mm.
use an essential oil and you're inhaling it, and then you combine that with visualizing already having achieved your goal, it's a powerful combination. And then write it down. That's the journaling. So yes, I use these essential oils every morning before I do journaling too. I journal about what I'm grateful for. And if I use them just before, it's a very different experience than if I don't. And the difference is that I feel more focused, I feel calm, and I feel really grounded, you know. And I have a dog waiting to be taken out in the morning, as dogs do. And my dog already knows my routine, that I inhale the essential oils and then I write in my journal. And you know, she just sits there and waits, inhaling them with me. Um, and so it's also that kind of awareness that I can do this, and it's early enough that I'm not putting any pressure on the dog to wait, um, which before I was using essential oils, I might have thought, oh goodness, I got to get the dog out right away or there'll be an accident in the house. you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
it's a very different approach in terms of coming in feeling focused and feeling grounded and also feeling in harmony. So I'll just mention this last
For sure.
harmony. Harmony is really good. The names say a lot, but what I want to say about harmony is if you've ever had that sensation of feeling jangled, like something happened that just sort of shook you up a little, harmony is the go-to, I would say, for that. All of them overlap in how they can help, but when you're feeling jangled and what that does to your mindset in terms of distracting you, harmony brings in a different kind of grounding and anchoring and allows you to let go of all those distractions in a really, I was going to say a really cool way. It just feels like it's really even, you know, that it's kind of like I'm back and everything's good. I can do this, you know, that kind of, that kind of sense of it all, you know.
I love it. Arlene, this has been so helpful. Like I took so many notes because I can't wait to check out all of these oils. Honestly, it's time to expand my own collection, and so this is so lovely. Thank you for
Great.
sharing all of this. Yeah, and for anyone else, you know, if you're looking for to like help with anything that's happening, touch base with Arlene. She's so knowledgeable. She knows so much about this stuff, and can definitely point you in the right direction. So Arlene, thank you for this. I'm just going to post up your website here. How do you recommend people get in touch with you?
Well, they can either send me an email. I mean, I'm on Facebook. If people like to message me, they can do that, or they can phone me. You know, and what I wanted to say is thank you very much, Natalie, for this opportunity. And I do love sharing the information with people. If you want to contact me, if you'd like to even have a sample, at this time, I love to put it on people, but since I can't do that, I would mail it to you. But I want to say, if I could say one last thing about mindset, Natalie, around this, and that is, I'm not the person that made up this phrase, but I do love it. If you think you can do it, or if you think you can't do it, you're right. Keep that in mind when you focus on amplifying your positive mindset. You know?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I think that is a fabulous way to definitely end this live. But I just want to thank you so much, Arlene. You are amazing. Thank you for being a leader within Happy Healthy Women and, you know, helping all of the women that cross your path with beautiful ways to enhance their lives. You're amazing. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you so much for providing this platform. Happy Healthy Women is wonderful for those of you that aren't familiar with it, and I'm honored to be here. So thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you. All right, everybody, have a fantastic day. Take care, Arlene. Have a wonderful